channel. If you're new here, I'm Megan Daphne and I share everything from DIY, home design, crafts. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video. In my last video, I shared my fall decor haul from Michaels and HomeSense, what I got, what my plans were for styling. So today I'm actually going to style them within my home and bring you along for the ride. I also thrifted some picture frames from Value Village, and I've ordered some vintage landscape prints from Walmart that I got on Etsy. So I'll share with you those frames, what my plans are. I also found this textured art wall piece that I found online. It was like 250 USD, and I decided to DIY my own version of that. So I'll explain what I'm planning to do for that and share as well. Okay, so here is my kitchen, which I DIY'd back in December of 2024. And I do have a video on that as well. And I've just found that this corner here by the fridge just feels very empty. It seems to be a dumping ground where we just put our keys and anything else when we're coming in from the house. So I want to decorate it and give it its own space. I'm also going to give the shelves a little facelift as well with some new decor for the holiday season. I got this pot at Value Village and DIY'd it for under $10. I do have a video on it. And then I also got these sprigs from Michaels, and I'm just pulling them apart to get them to look as realistic as possible. And I think that this is gonna look really sweet in the corner. And then I also got this little lifestyle book. It's smaller than the normal book size, which I think is perfect for this space. I also got this little textured vase and this little wooden catch-all, and I think that they just pair very nicely together. I always like to try to work in threes and make it look intentional, so that's why I've paired those three together. But I'm loving how this looks in this corner. It just elevates it and makes it feel more purposeful. So something else that I considered putting in this corner, I might put it on my floating shelves here in the kitchen, but is this little frame that I have. So it's got this really sweet linen mat around it, and I got a fall print, a vintage fall landscape print from Etsy, and I plan to put that in here. And I thought that this could look really cute either on like one of those picture holders and have that kind of like wedged in behind, or I could lean it up on my floating shelves in my kitchen here. So once those prints come in, I'll share with you what it looks like, but I think it's gonna look really sweet in this little frame. And it's got, again, this beautiful linen mat, which I think really elevates the frame and just gives it that earthy, organic, modern vibe. So I just gave my floating shelves a blank slate, and I'm using some existing decor that I already had as well as some new pieces that I got, and I'm just focusing on different heights, textures, sizes, and spreading that out among the two shelves. I'm starting with these vintage bells from Lux Be Co, and I got this wooden pumpkin from HomeSense. I've got a few cutting boards that I'll spread out across the shelves, and then I'm stacking some bowls and plates to add some height. I got these ribbed amber glasses from Michaels that I love, and also this amber vase from HomeSense with some fall foliage I got from Michaels and added a bit of water to give it a more realistic look. And then I have this oil bottle from Bouclair to finish off the bottom shelf. So for the top shelf, I'm using a different style cutting board and spreading it out from the one on the bottom, and I'm adding a little bit of greenery with this faux plant, stacking some bowls that I often use, as well as some plates. And then I have this vase that I had on my dining room table that I'm going to move over to my shelves, and this gold pear that I got from HomeSense. I might tinker around with this a little bit later, but overall, this is what we're working with, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I also got these new hand towels from HomeSense, and I love the subtle beige with the gray decorative at the bottom. I feel it really ties in with the kitchen, with the aesthetic and colors that we're working with. So here is my dining room. You can see I have some foliage that's more aligned with spring and summer, with some candles, And because this is a 2-unit house, we have our power box in our dining room, so I removed the door as I plan to give it a bit of a facelift. And then in the corner here in our dining room, we have a credenza I got a few years ago on Marketplace that I also plan to give a facelift, so stay tuned on that. I've had this olive tree and vase for a little while, and I've been wanting to add some moss to give it a more realistic look. So I got some at my local Atlantic Fabrics. Because the pot is so deep, I used parchment paper to fill the vase, but I only needed to use a little bit of moss at the top. If I had some paper, that would work, but this is all I had on hand, and it worked quite well. For my dining room table, I started by using the same 3 candlesticks that I had on there before, but I pulled a vase from my bedroom that is a beige color. It's got a little bit of different texture and height than the one that I had here before. And I got these fall foliage branches from Michaels, and I just moved them around to get them to look as realistic as possible, bending different branches. And then I added a little bit of moss into the vase as well. And then I added this little vase that I DIY'd myself, and I do have another video on these vases that I've mentioned that I've DIY'd. I love how this new setup is more aligned with the coming season of fall. However, I do feel like it's missing something, but for now, this is what I'm working with. And since recording this video, I actually found a few other little decor pieces at a new store that opened in Dartmouth called Urban Barn. Their home decor and furniture was absolutely gorgeous, and it was hard not to buy everything, so I'll definitely make another video sharing some of the tweaks and things that I've added since this video. Now moving on to my living room, I'll mainly be focusing on redecorating my coffee table and adding some new elements to my couches. I've got an order on the way of cushion covers from the Woven Nook, and I got these textured pumpkins from HomeSense. For now, I'm going to be adding them here on my couch. I've got this beautiful olive green and this beige chunky off-white one. As for my coffee table, I've got 2 books that I had stacked on here before, which I will keep, and I've moved the vase from my dining room table to my coffee table. And I added these fall eucalyptus stems that I got from Michaels, and I played with them to space them out and make them look as realistic as possible. I wanted them to look big and bold while still subtle. And then I pulled this candle from my bedroom, and then I felt like it was still missing something, so I pulled one of the candlesticks from my dining room table and this little white tray, and I stacked them on top of the books, and I feel like it just makes the space look more completed and curated. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video so far. I definitely love a lot of these new pieces and incorporating them. I'll probably tinker around a bit with the placement of some things, and yeah, just kind of play with it as I adjust to the new fall decor setup versus my spring summer decor setup. And I do have new pillows coming from the Woven Nook. I can't wait. I have 5 pillow covers, I should say, sorry. I bought one of their 4 packs, and then I also bought a 5th one because I do have 5 pillows between my 2 couches. So I'm excited to get those. They're a little moody, little vintagey vibes. I think they're gonna go really nicely with everything. So they're on their way in the mail, so I'll share those with you guys when I get those. And I did also want to share the frames that I thrifted and what my plans are for that. So I got this frame here from Value Village. Now, here in Nova Scotia specifically, Value Village is probably the most expensive place to go for thrifting, but it's also the most convenient place for me. So, you know, I probably could have got these cheaper at other thrift stores, but it's still cheaper than buying brand new. So I got this one for $8.99. I do really like the frame. There's a couple little marks right here, but I'm just gonna take a brown marker and just kind of like smudge it in there and it'll be fine. And I do have a vintage landscape print ordered to go inside of this. So I'll show you a picture of that right here somewhere. So I'm excited to get that set up. And then I got this kind of vintagey style frame. This one was $4.99 Canadian as well at Value Village. And I also have a vintage landscape that's gonna go in this one. I'm thinking these two would look really nice stacked on top of each other. and I'm thinking on the wall inside my living room. It's just a little plain when you're looking towards the dining room area. So I just want to add a bit of wall decor there. I also have a blank wall where it's like a thermostat. There's not much going on there. I have plans to do a DIY textured art piece. I did do one in my bedroom. The one I plan to do for that one is going to be different. It's going to be darker. So when I get that project on the go, I'll definitely share that with you. But yeah, got these here. I also got this frame as well. This one was $10.99. I did have a 20% off coupon that I used at Value Village for these as well, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with this one yet. I do plan to put something in it and hang it somewheres, but this one is to be determined. And then I'll show you a picture here. So it's like a, I don't know, a vintage material rug textile, kind of shaggy on the edges in a frame. I love the way this looks. It is $250 US online, so that is not within my budget. So I went to my local Atlantic Fabrics and they didn't have a ton of options that I was looking for like the thicker material. I don't know what you call this, but it's kind of almost like, yeah, it could be like a rug, it could be really thick pillowcase. The ones that I liked, you had to buy the whole roll. It was like the leftover rolls, and I didn't want to do that. So I got this here. It's kind of like a grayish brown. It's got some neutrally colors in it. And the ends here, you can see, are kind of like fuzzy like this. So I'm hoping I can almost create that on all four sides. We'll see. And then I want to get a frame that has a light wood frame to go with it, because I think that will be a really nice contrast to the material. And then I would like there to be a mat in the background. I really like the look of like the linen mat, so I'm almost tempted to go buy some linen material, cut that around a mat for the frame. I saw the frames that are, I think they're 24 by 36 inches at IKEA for $24.99. Great price, great size. They have it in the light wood, so I think I'm gonna go grab that and the linen to make that linen DIY kind of like matte background, and then see what I can do with this material to kind of make this like a, yeah, just like a textured wall art piece, something that's kind of original and different and can just add another element to my home decor. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel grow and for more people to see my content. And if you enjoy this type of content and want to hang around, then definitely hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much.